Hello everyone, this is Sam from Tech Studios. In this video, I wanna explain about adjustment layers, why we should use it, and about benefits of using that. Okay, first of all, I want to point it out about adjustments. If you go to Image menu, Adjustments, we have a lot of adjustments to adjusting the image. For example, if I select hue saturation or press Ctrl U or Command U on Mac, this dialog box is opening. We have hue, saturation, and lightness. Let's imagine I remove the saturation from the image and press OK. If you wanna go back, I could easily do undo, edit, undo, or Ctrl Z. But if you save this document and close it, reopen it later, you cannot undo that, and this is destructive method. And as I mentioned in before videos, I always recommend you to use non-destructive method pipeline. Okay, so let me undo that. Instead of going to image, adjustment, and hue saturation, for example, in the layer panel, the bottom side, we have this circle, half white, half black icon. This is the adjustment layer. Click on that and you can find hue saturation. This time, if I select hue saturation from this part, you will see the hue saturation as a new layer applied in the layer stack. Let me remove this and go to Image, Adjustment, Hue Saturation, and for example remove saturation, and OK. You see, nothing happened except this adjustment affected by your layer. So if I select adjustment layer from this part, you have separated layer. In old versions, if you double click on adjustment layers parameter, it was opening the adjustment layers similar to edit adjustments. But now you will see the parameters here. For example, even if you're on the adjustment, if you double click here, you will see the parameter to control. Now we have again hue, saturation, and lightness. Let me make it a bit bigger. Now I remove the saturation. We achieved the same result as before, but this time I could easily return it by changing these parameters, hide the layer, use the mask. Let me increase the follow. Use blending mode, decrease or increase opacity, and much more. So, as you realized, adjustment layers with non-destructive method have a lot of benefits. I will remove it and make another adjustment layers. For example, I use levels. If you want to see bigger, you can easily drag it out and even resize the window. Okay. Now I increase the lightness and darkness. Let me bring it back or close it. Now what can I do? If you click on the adjustment layer on the left side, you can tweak the parameters. Also, you can click on the mask layers, and as you realized, when you're creating adjustment layer, automatically a mask created with this adjustment layer. If you're not familiar with mask, please check my previous videos about fundamentals of mask or clipping mask, and then you will realize what is it mask. Anyway, I could click on the mask and use brush, black color for example, and start remove some parts I want. You see easily this mask affecting and working very well. Let's do a practice. Imagine for example I want to change this yellowish colors from the left side of image without affecting these parts. I create new hue saturation. If you don't see the parameter, just double click on that. Select the color, for example yellows, and you can use eyedropper. Select the range of color and now start to change the color. Don't worry about other sides. I'm just changing the color. For example, I like this reddish color. It is so saturated, so I could decrease the saturation. Alright, now click the mask on the adjustment layer. Select brush. Instead of remove all these parts and keep these parts, you can easily press Ctrl I to inverse the mask. You will see the black is mean nothing shows. Select the white as the foreground color, brush, and I start to painting these parts. I could zoom in and easily, for example, decrease the follow amount and slowly start with black color, remove these parts if you want. This is just example. Benefit of adjustment layer is you can go back anytime you want. See? Alright, let's see, it's fine. Now actually I changed my mind. I don't want this color, I want to change easily. Click on that and change the color anything you want. Alright, let's do another practice. I create new document and paste another image. This is just example image. Let me remove this bottom side. Okay, and I remove the color. If you want to remove the saturation, instead of going to hue saturation and use the -100, you can easily press Shift Ctrl U, or you can go image adjustment and desaturate. Alright, now I wanna recolorize it by adjustment layer. Adjustment layer, and this time I can use actual color balance or hue saturation, doesn't matter, but this time I use color balance. Okay, let's change the color, for example green color, also for shadows, and for highlights. On another video I will explain about each adjustment separately, don't worry about that. Okay, as you see now we have colorized layer. Now I duplicate the layer, press Ctrl J, hide below layer. I will change the color this time to something like yellow. Okay. too much saturated. Okay. Bring the blue layer on. Select the mask and press Ctrl I to hide it. Press B to select brush. White color as a foreground. Now start to drawing these parts. You see these parts are appearing, but you still see the green color. Actually, this combination is very nice, but I can select this green color also, and with black color as a foreground start to remove some part of that. Let's me to go forward more, also here. Alright, I can duplicate the layer or create a new adjustment layer, color balance, and let me hide other layers. This time I will change it to purple. Shadows and highlight. Alright, bring those layers again. Ctrl I, brush, white foreground color, and start to add color. You will see again here we have mixing, no problem. Easily select the mask, use the black color and remove it. Also, anytime you want, you can return it. As you see, easily we could mix it up. I didn't explain yet about copy the mask, but let me do very simple technique here. I will explain it later on in a separated video. I use hue saturation, using colorize, increase saturation. What can I do? I select about 1/3 of the layer, inverse the selection and Ctrl I. We have this mask. These parts are not affected, and these parts affected by adjustment layer. Now I can duplicate the layer, press Ctrl I to inverse the mask and change the color. You will see it's working very well. Also, we could adjust the mask or even go filter, blur and blur it to mix it up. For both layer, you will see easily we mix those layers. That's it. Thanks for watching.